Hello and welcome to the Matt Hawker Show. I'm Matt Hawker. Today on the Matt Hawker Show, we're doing all sorts of exciting things like, all the things you've ever wanted. Anything you want tonight on the Matt Hawker Show. I'm going to give it to you. You want it? I got it. Hello and welcome to the Matt Hawker Show. I'm Matt Hawker. Today on the Matt Hawker Show, we're doing all sorts of exciting things like, all the things you've ever wanted. Anything you want tonight on the Matt Hawker Show. Hello, I'm going to give it to you. I got it. We are today on the Hawker Show, Northern California, Mexico. Today we have a exciting time here today on the Matt Hawker Show. A lot of good news for you. A lot of highlights. I just took a highlighter out and threw it in the air, and it's just coloring all the things that I have to say right now. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I don't think so. Here's the predicament, man. So. Yeah, here's where I'm really just trying to get in there. You know what I mean? We have a lot of exciting news. Curtains. What's going on with curtains? Let's talk about curtains today. Curtains are this thing that we wear around our heads, and as a result, it keeps us from seeing great truths in the universe. Such as life. What's that about? How do we measure it? Sometimes I wonder why I'm so out of breath. How did that happen? How did that get there? Where does our breath go? Where is it taking itself? I don't know. Do you know where your breath is going? I have no idea. And I'm a little concerned about that, frankly. I don't know why our breath simply transmutates and extends from our bodies and then goes into other places. I didn't give it permission. I didn't say breath. You can do what you want. Be as you will. Be free. See this world as you wish to see it. And I find it frustrating that breath is just doing whatever it wants, whenever it wants to. You know where I'm going with this? Know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm Oh, man. I'm back. I'm here. After I got my 19th divorce, I realized that by putting myself in a tiny box, no one would be able to find me. And that's tonight's big question. Can you find me before the end of the episode? I don't know if you can. I don't know if anyone can. Oh, God. Oh, I can't even find myself sometimes. You know, I was putting on shoes yesterday, and that's when I learned that my feet aren't there anymore. I was putting shoes onto my hands. How do you do that? You just slip them right in. You just put them on. This episode is brought to you by me. That's the joke. You know, I don't really do jokes here on the Matt Hawker Show. I circumvent jokes I avoid them entirely, and as a result, I think it gives me a certain strength. Why? Okay, so why is the butt crack a butt crack, but your lips aren't a face crack? I don't get it. Anyway, let's get to the interview. Hey, how's it going? How are you?
Finally got back into town, just all that fun, normal stuff.
Cool. That's good. I'm in your town too right now. I'm watching. But enough about me. Tell me about yourself. What's going on? What's new? What's it all about?
Oh, not much. I mean, stopped at the restaurant. They were all out of mustard, so couldn't get any ice cream at all and had to go somewhere else. And you know how it is.
Yeah, no, I get it. Do you like Italian pizza? Also, what's your name?
It's a lot better than French pizza. And my name is Pierre.
Thank you, Pierre. Can you tell me a little bit about comics? What's going on with those? Whenever you're ready.
Well, the people get an idea for a story and they kind of write it down, and then somebody draws a picture, and then you got to adjust your story, and then somebody adjusts the picture, and eventually everything just has to get published. So they pray they grab the right copy and send them to the printer.
I like to include some thoughts and prayers with every comic I write, such as when I co-wrote Superman, The Last Legend. I had him skateboard with Jesus for a little while, and I think it made a better story.
I mean, that move was brilliant.
Do you think that Nintendo's going to be able to capitalize on first-person shooters anytime soon? When can we expect the first Mario first-person shooter?
Probably about when they released the N64 Mini, so I'm going to say about 15 years.
All right, that's pretty exciting. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I want to watch Mario go Yahoo as he just opens fire on a field of enemy soldiers. I would really enjoy that personally.
We've all been looking forward to that for a long time.
Yeah, I think so too. So Pierre, what are your hobbies, man? What do you got going on?
Well, I like to go rustle up some kangaroos. I use them as bait to catch koalas.
Right. That's it?
All those Norwegian animals, it's just amazing how well you can train them and everything.
Let's dive into Norway. I'm glad you brought that up. It's a hot topic these days with kids.
What are some Norwegian fruits? Can you go ahead and name 3 of them?
Passion fruit.
Got it.
Pineapples.
Got it.
And grapes.
Got it. What's your favorite grape?
Either muscadine or orange.
Gotcha. Hey, do you think that well, look, I'm just going to level with you. I've been a big fan of yours, Pierre, for a long time, and I recently got a tattoo of you. I just wanted you to know that.
You did get it on your ass, right? Because that's the preferred spot.
I got it on both of my asses.
Good.
Pierre, what are banana peels hiding?
Probably apples.
I'm a genie, and I'm going to grant you one wish. What do you want to wish for?
Tacos.
You got it, man. I'm going to get those right out for you. Oh, God. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've done something like this. I don't normally talk. Do you think that Richard Nixon was reincarnated as a banana?
Well, nobody's ever happy to see him, so I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Anything you'd like to say to the fans today? Your fans out there?
Make sure to eat your snacks.
All right. Eat. Did you say tax?
Yes, tax.
Gotta eat tax. I'm going to underline that here in my notes. For more information on tax, you can go to snacks.org and you can find everything you need there, folks. I guess honestly, the last big question is, what's going to happen to you after this?
Well, I'm going to go to bed. Hopefully I'll wake up and then probably head out to breakfast where I'll be having some kangaroo burgers. 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 Kangaroo burgers.
In the beginning, there were 7 days. 7 days were in the beginning, which equaled a week, and it turns out there's a number of weeks in a year. You see, the Bible wrote down that there were some days, and on the first day, God created Cheeto dust, and Cheeto dust sprinkled across the universe, lighting everything that was there and covering it in gooey, delicious cheese. On the second day, God created flamingos, and flamingos put their heads in the ground. God thought, this is good. So on the third day, he created ground. Now with the Cheeto dust everywhere and the flamingos hiding, on the fourth day, God created Niagara Falls, a beautiful waterfall that we all love and cherish to this day. On the fifth day, God created telemarketers. Telemarketers would call flamingos, but would receive no responses because the flamingos had their heads underneath the ground. God thought this was bad. So on the sixth day, God created humans and gave them phones. Johnny, age 6, used his cell phone to create butt jokes, which God thought was pretty good but wouldn't dedicate a day to. On day 7, God created hell and said, well, the flamingos need something to look at. And we can see these things in the beginning of the Bible, and we can take note as to the religious and spiritual implications that they have had since. Obviously, we have flamingos and telemarketers all across the universe, and obviously, as humans have evolved from this seventh-day form that came from all of these experiences collapsing into each other, we gained something from that. Excuse me. We gained prosperity. Our economy is sharp. It stabs the poor and just shanks them repeatedly. I've wondered for a while now why. Maybe I'm just anti-poor people, but why do we have them? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Why does society have poor people? When you think about it, who would want to be poor? I don't want to be poor. Like, I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to starve to death. I don't want to have ailments that I can't cure or solve through basic societal help or communication or any of that for that matter. So why do we have them? What is the reason for that? I mean, if you don't want to be poor, just don't be poor. And I feel like there's a lot of people who are just suffering in the world and they don't want to, but they do it anyway. It seems kind of dumb to me. I mean, maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know, but it just seems kind of ridiculous. So if you're out there and you're poor or you're struggling, just, keep in mind that you don't have to. You can stop that whenever you want and you'll be better for it probably. Maybe you won't. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you've gained some sort of amazing metaphysical experience out of it that has caused you has caused you to transcend the way we see things. But hey, whatever works for you. Let's transition off that for a second. I want to talk about blueberry pie. It's the worst pie. Why would anyone ever eat a blueberry pie? Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't compute. I don't get it. Blueberry pie has a bunch of blueberries inside of it, and that just seems it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem natural. In fact, if we refer to the ancient Greco-Ian texts, we can decipher that blueberries are a sin against mankind. You see, when people create wine, they're generally smashing berries, but specifically blueberries, which is also found in children's medicine, various tonics, and of course the bottom of your shoes is made of blueberries. An interesting fact for those of you who aren't on the up and up. But for some reason, I feel we've been ignoring the torment that blueberries cause on a day-to-day basis by putting them in pies, which is, to me, a wholesome dessert. Blueberries don't belong in them. So I propose that we gather up people who are putting blueberries into their pies and we get rid of them in one giant blast. We just tie them all up, put a bunch of C4 in there, and we ask them if they have any last words, and before they say anything, we laugh, and then we just blow them up, and we're done with it. It's over. And we can end the blueberry epidemic today. This crisis is over as soon as we get rid of those people. And then we can go ahead and light the blueberry fields on fire. We can just destroy them, destroy all of them. We don't need those fields. They are hurting us. They are creating pollutants that enter the soil that go all the way to hell. And I mean, when you think about it, hell seems to be that the infection that is causing this evil blueberry system to form. I can't believe I didn't realize it sooner. Satan has created a blueberry epidemic on this earth to distract us, and we have to stop it. That's right, folks. My deep Christian inclinations tell me that in order to save humanity, we have to travel to hell itself. And I don't understand why the journey to the center of the earth, they didn't go to hell. Like, it doesn't make sense. Also, Earth is flat, so wouldn't they have just ended up in space? Things don't make sense to me these days. I mean, it's just weird. I think that when we look at the journey to the center of the earth, it doesn't add up. First of all, Earth is flat, like a coin, like a quarter. You could flip it. So I don't understand why they didn't just flip Earth. I mean, I would have done that. It would have been cool. It would have made for a more interesting movie. Second of all, when you look at the movie Inception, why is the Earth in dreams? I mean, dreams aren't real. Like, why are they shooting a movie in the real world? It doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes I wonder why I'm so out of breath. Do you think that Richard Nixon was reincarnated in Jurassic Park were humans? These sort of things make a mockery of modern science. And not to mention the whole global warming epidemic. I mean, everybody knows it's just because people are leaving ice cream out too long. Every time somebody gets a scoop of ice cream, the cold from the ice cream is entering the atmosphere and it's leaving the surface, which is causing the surface to warm up. People think it has something to do with pollution. No. This is an ice cream problem. We are eating too much ice cream too many times, and it is causing the temperatures to fluctuate in ways never thought possible. This is a problem. I am going to stop this. I'm going to stop everything. I'm going to stop it right now. So, tired of living? Try the new Life Be Gone Stabifier. That's right, one stab into the brain and you'll be dead. Simply attach the harness to your cranium, use 2 AA batteries in the essential cranium-filled slots by jamming them into your ears. Then press the green button that says Stabby. This machine will catapult a spear into your brain so quickly Christopher Columbus would be jealous. Why would he be jealous? Because you're dead and he lives on in infamy as one of the most hated people in history. Not only will this kill you, but it'll erase you from existence. This spear will destroy every moment in life that you birthed. It will remove you from your mother's womb 20 years ago. It will even go back in time and fight your father to ensure they never met and they could never fall in love. This spear is powerful. Use it wisely. Remember, 2 AA batteries are not provided with this spear. This spear will cost $29.99 per month until all payments have been paid. If you don't make your payments, someone will come to your house and shoot you with a gun, which will not erase you from existence. Please keep that in mind. Thank you. Bye. One of the things I don't really get is getting. How do you go? How do you get to the go? That's what I want to know. You know, someone said detectives couldn't get where they needed to be, but me, Detective Robinson Opals, could go anywhere I want. As Robinson Opals, I traveled the land, solving crimes and mysteries as far as Peter Pan's lying friends, the children on the island. Now that I'm a man, a detective man, I have a lot of sex with myself and also coconuts. Life is depressing for me, and that's why I drink toothpaste out of a jar. Anyway, back to the Matt Hawker Show. Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back. I don't know what happened there. So let's dive into some news. Let's dive into it. Let's just dive into the news ocean. In the latest news, let's see here. Looks like some political stuff has been happening. So you can get all your politics here on the political sphere. Looks like one guy said, "Hey, I'm not going to do this," and someone else said, "Whoa." The politicians are making a bunch of statements over how it was someone else's problem, and that's what happened there. That was politics. Wow. Hello. You know, I've been listening to the Matt Hawker Show for 64 years now, and I believe, quite frankly, it is one of the most excruciatingly brilliant things that have ever been on the world internet before now. And furthermore, if I were to listen to it right now as I'm talking into this cellular phone-ifier, I would learn all the things I would need and more, because this show is captivating. It is endless. It is breathtaking. It fills me with joy. Oh, I love it so. Thank you for the call. That was really nice of you. I want to go ahead and appreciate all my listeners for a moment. I couldn't be here without you all. I would be somewhere else instead with other listeners. So thanks to you all for being here where I'm at currently. I don't really understand. Excuse me. I don't really understand those that wax poetic. You know, when we talk about poetry, we think of haikus. We talk about haikus and we think, man, those are really boring. But there's two different types of haikus. There's the one haiku, and then there's the other kind. And they both have dramatic impact within the literary world. Most poetry is pretty bad, but we still read it aloud in clubs and events. And I think part of that is just due to the nature that people want to commend those they don't enjoy, but are too afraid to do anything else except for applaud. I think that I would really enjoy that personally. You wish this person never made it, but all you can do is reward it and the person with commendations, money, fame, applause, repeat shows. And I think part of it is just that we're too embarrassed to tell these people they're no good. And I think that's how most people get famous, honestly. I think anyone that probably has over 1,000 followers in any sort of event is likely to be atrocious at what they're doing. But what happens is more people listen to them and they just feel embarrassed for the person. Like, oh my God, this is one of the worst things I've ever listened to, but if I can't tell them, I mean, I would feel so bad. None of us tell people when they're doing bad. So as a result, these people just get unbelievably popular. I think most presidential races are just things that end up with two people that are so despised and hated, but people feel so bad and sad and concerned. They just want them to be okay. They're like, maybe I'll just vote for them once, and we'll get them somewhere. Maybe they'll feel better about themselves, and we can all move on. Because most of the things that we really enjoy don't go anywhere. When you look at the internet and how we share material and content, we share things that already have millions of views. We don't care about what we're looking at. We don't care about what it is. We don't have any satisfaction or enjoyment. It doesn't enrich our lives, but we consume it anyway because clearly we feel bad about whoever made it. We think they probably suck at life. We think maybe they're not doing it. I'm using air quotes here. Doing it. Maybe they're just not, they have no friends. I don't know. Maybe they just don't feel intellectually stimulated in life, and that's why they made this. Maybe they're just really pathetic, and we should pay them a lot of money. And I think that's kind of what it is. And maybe I need to be more pathetic. Maybe I just need to suck harder. I mean, I would suck anything to have 1,000 followers, frankly. Whatever it took. Whatever I needed to suck on, I would do it. And I would do it because it's the right thing to do. If someone just came up to me and they said, suck, is coloring all the things that I have to say right now. Can you feel it? How much I suck. And people would look at that and go, oh my God, he knows that he sucks. He sucks so hard. He sucks for such a long time. And there he goes. He's just sucking more and more and more, harder and harder. And as a result, I think at least I would have an understanding with the audience that I'm bad. But because I acknowledge it, maybe that creates room for improvement. So I think it's important to note for all those creators out there that most of you aren't doing a good job. Most of you are really bad at what you're doing. And the only other people that are usually applauding for you are other people that are trying to get big. And they do it because they feel ashamed for you. They feel sad for what you're doing. They don't think you're doing a good job, but they feel so bad for you and about you and wonder why you came into this world in the first place, because everything you do is so pathetic and useless that they want to take you places. They want to get you further. And then somehow you get an audience. So remember, if you have over 1,000 people that adore you, you're probably bad at what you do, and you need to step down. You need to stop. You need to invest in a new hobby. You need to invest in a new lifestyle. You need to invest in some stocks. You need to settle down. Get a dog or a cat, maybe a rat, I don't know, possibly a bunny, whatever works best for you. I don't recommend anything else besides those pets, but figure out what you like. Join a church. Just feel good about yourself. Take up bicycling. Enjoy nature. Get a bird book. Start taking pictures of birds. Post them on Twitter, but not to the 1,000 followers you had previously. Because then they'll feel bad for you about that too, because you probably took bad pictures. Remember, you will never succeed, and you'll never feel good. And that's okay, because you weren't meant to. Because fate isn't real. So, what is it like to eat a balloon? Just a big old balloon, like to just chew on it. And let's say the balloon is filled with nitrotriglyceride and you just blow up when you eat it. Or better yet, what if the balloon is filled with the nether? And when you bite into it, it releases this powerful negative force that it consumes all life. Would that be okay? Would you be all right with that? Is that something you'd be into? I don't think I would be. But the real question is, how did they get that in the balloon in the first place? How do we capture the energy from hellscape areas or alternate dimensions or the nether or whatever you want to say? How do we capture this essence and put it into a balloon? Scientists say that we're running out of, what do they put balloons? Nitrogen? Camels? Helium, heliosis. Scientists say we're running out of helium, and that's a problem. So what are we going to put in our balloons of the future? I mean, we got to keep entertaining kids. We got to keep sending clowns to children's parties where clowns might do bad things to the adults and possibly kidnap and or kill thousands all across the country, the world even, because clowns eat children. That's what I learned from the movie It. Thanks, It. Anyway, we gotta prepare for this. So I recommend everybody starts digging. Go to the center of this Earth coin. Just keep digging until you're in space. And then when you're in space, keep going down, or at this point up, possibly, depending on your orientation. I don't really want to get into that. I don't want to get into this sort of, but you just keep going on. And eventually you'll find a little grotto out in space called Satan's Hole. Now, when you go into Satan's Hole, he's going to go, yo, hey, you got to knock first. So you got to knock on Satan's Hole. Once you get in there, you just collect some of what's there. You just put it in a bag. You bring it on back, put it in a little air tube, whatever, and then we will inject that into the balloons of tomorrow. And I think that's one way we can keep children happy. We just go to Satan's Hole, we fill up our bags, just put whatever you can into your big old sack, bring a burlap sack if you have to, and you'll be set. Now, if any of you started digging when I started talking about this and didn't bring a burlap sack, that's okay. Just take whatever you can out of Satan's Hole, put it in your hands, and just run. Run as fast as you can, and don't look back. Run through space, because Satan is not happy. Do not steal from Satan. He will find you, and then you'll be trapped in Satan's Hole forever, just like I am, trapped forever in Satan's Hole. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Matt Hawker Show today. I really appreciate who you are. And I want you to know that no matter what you do, I will never appreciate who you will become, because what you are right now is special, just to me. Anything that comes after that is going to be a nightmare world that you can't escape from, and I'll never wake up from. So it's important that I keep my eyes closed at all times, because if I wake up from this, all I'm going to see is disaster, which will be coming out of your pores on a day-to-day basis. Everything you touch, type, see, look at, feel, embrace, engage within, and ponder over is something that disgusts me to my very core. And it's why I'm here today on the show, to remind you that you will never be enjoyed. Anyway, you can find me on twitter.com/Matt Hawker Show, Facebook.com/The Matt Hawker Show. You can rate the podcast on Podchaser. I do have a Discord chat. It's somewhere. You can find it on the oh my God. Just oh, I have Patreon. You can give me money there. And remember that life is a warm embrace. My in the old days, when I was embraced, I felt such wonder. I knew what it was like to be loved, and I miss it every day. I often wonder how I could have that again, how I could have that sense, that feeling, even the aroma. You can smell love. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world. It's so enticing. And when you feel it, when you feel true love, it is the greatest hug you will ever experience. It is perfect in every way. I don't think that true love, that its essence is something that can simply be put into a moment, because when you feel it, when it hits, it drips into everything you'll ever experience ever again. It's disastrous that way. When it comes across to you, you'll know it, and you'll seek it out for the rest of your life. You'll always feel it. You'll always feel it in the back of your head. You'll always feel it just dripping down you, and you'll never be able to wash it off you, and you'll be desperate to sometimes. You'll want it to be gone so badly because it's so powerful, and sometimes it hurts so much. It's almost disastrous, consuming. The things you will feel from that will ripple through you forever. It will be the one bird that doesn't leave the nest, and you'll push it so in hopes that it'll fly away, but it won't. It'll keep coming back forever, and you'll be reminded forever, and nothing will ever compare to that bliss, and you will destroy yourself because of it, and everyone around you. I hope none of you experience such love.